We are going to look at two methods of calculating the yield on an investment using Excel. And we're going to look at two different bonds in this case. Bond A, you're going to pay $750 for now, and it's going to pay $1,000 back to you 7 years from now. This would be an example of a zero coupon bond, meaning it pays no coupons, it has no interest payments. It's simply one payment now and then one payment back to you sometime later. So the first method we're going to look at is the internal rate of return function in Excel. And what we need to do is make a table where we put the years starting with year 0, which would be now, then year 1, which is 1 year from now, and so on. We need to make this table up to 7 years for bond A because there's a payment 7 years from now. And then in the second column we put the cash flows. This bond costs $750 now. We're going to put that in as negative $750 because it's a cash flow $750 away from us. We're paying for the bond. It makes no payments in year 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, or 6 because this is a zero coupon bond, and it pays us back $1,000 in 7 years. Once we've set up this table of the cash flows, the function in Excel is equals IRR for internal rate of return, open parentheses, and then drag across the series of cash flows. Close parentheses. It's going to tell us 4%. We want to do a little better than that, so we'll drag out the decimal points here to get 4.20%. Before we look at the second method, I just want to show this example, or this method again using bond B, which is a little different. This bond costs $10.50 to you now. It will pay you interest of $80 every year for 5 years, and it will also pay you back $1,000, the face value of the bond, 5 years from now. In this case, we would again set up a table with the years. I'm going to clear these cash flows. I'm also going to clear the year 6 and 7. We don't need them anymore. So this bond costs $10.50 now. That's negative $10.50 because we're paying it. It does pay $80 in interest every year for 5 years, so that's 80 in year 1, 80 in year 2, and in year 3, in year 4, and in year 5. However, it also pays us the face value, $1,000 5 years from now, in addition to the interest. So in year 5, our cash flow is actually $1,080. Again, the function equals IRR, open parentheses, drag across the values, and close, and that will give us 6.79%. Alright, so I just wanted to show you a second method because then you have two to pick from, and then you can just use whichever one works best for you. I'm going to get rid of this. The other equation we can use is the rate function in Excel, and that is equals rate. When we open the parentheses here, it does give us some guidelines as to what we're supposed to type into this formula. First, it's asking for NPER, which stands for number of periods. We're going to look back at bond A again. This has 7 periods. We're talking about something that's going to pay us 7 years from now, so we will type 7, comma. It's then asking for payments. This is referring to annual payments, or if we were dealing with something in months, monthly payments, something that's happening every period. There are no payments in bond A. It doesn't pay interest, so we're going to put 0 there, comma. PV is for present value, what the bond is worth now. To you, it's worth minus $750 now, because that's what you're paying now, comma. It's asking for the future value. The future value is the $1,000 it will pay you in 7 years. So 1,000. The other things that Excel might ask you for, the type and the guess, we don't need to use, so we will just close the parentheses here. And it will give us the 4.20, the same answer that we had before using the IRR method. Get rid of that. and we will look at bond B. Again, equals rate. The number of periods for this bond is 5 years, 5, comma, payments. This bond does have payments of $80 every year, so we put in 80. It's asking for the present value, which to you is negative 1050, comma, the future value is the $1,000 it will pay you 5 years from now. So really the only difference here is that we've included interest payments. Close parentheses, and it gives you 6.79%, which is the same answer that we got using the IRR method. I should also mention this method, we worked with bonds here, but this applies to any sort of investment. So any investment that costs some amount now and then will pay you some amount later, or any investment that costs some amount now, gives you incremental payments, and then makes some payment later.